UK and Spain strike, a historic deal over Gibraltar's future and borders. Is this a UK U-turn on Brexit? People to be able to move across the land border with no checks, and the airport to have Eurostar-style dual border checks. The UK and Spain have struck a historic deal over Gibraltar's future, ending the long-running dispute over the territory after Brexit and easing the movement of people and goods across the border with Spain. The Foreign Office said London and Madrid had reached an agreement that resolves the last major unresolved issue from Brexit, while the Spanish Foreign Minister said it brought down the last wall on the continent. So the deal will lead to the introduction of Eurostar-style dual passport checks at Gibraltar's airport, and it will also eliminate checks on people and goods crossing the land border between Spain and Gibraltar. The agreement doesn't affect Britain's sovereignty over Gibraltar, and the Foreign Office said it included a clause to this effect that was agreed by all sides. British military facilities in Gibraltar will remain operationally autonomous. However, it will apply Schengen rules to Britons arriving in Gibraltar who aren't resident there. This means basically they could be turned away at the border if they've already spent 90 days in the Schengen zone over a 180-day period. David Lammy, the United Kingdom Foreign Secretary, said the breakthrough delivered, a practical solution after years of uncertainty, and that the United Kingdom's commitment to Gibraltar remains as solid as the rock itself. José Manuel Albares, the Spanish Foreign Affairs Minister, and Fabián Picardo, the Chief Minister of Gibraltar, hailed it as, a historic agreement in posts on Blue Sky and X. Lammy, Picardo, and Albares unveiled the deal in Brussels on Wednesday afternoon after talks by ministers from Britain and Gibraltar earlier in the day. Talks on the rules governing the Gibraltar border have been held on and off since Britain left the European Union in 2020, which left the territory outside the EU customs union and without guaranteed freedom of movement for people. An estimated 15,000 people cross the land border every day, including thousands of workers who live in Spain but work in Gibraltar. At present, Gibraltar residents can cross using residence cards without having their passports stamped, and Spanish citizens can cross using a government ID card. So the deal aims to prevent a hard border from being imposed under new European Union rules. The agreement sets up a system where British and Spanish border officers will, carry out passport checks at Gibraltar's port and airport. This will basically mirror the system that's already in place for Eurostar travelers at St. Pancras Station, where travelers go through both British and French passport control before boarding trains to the continent. Spanish border police, who will be based at Gibraltar's port and airport, could actually refuse access to a United Kingdom citizen that has broken Schengen rules. Like, for example, staying longer than 90 days during a 180-day period without a visa. So, this may prove, a bit unpopular with right-wing opposition parties in the United Kingdom. At a press conference in Brussels on Wednesday afternoon, Albares described the agreement as a new beginning in relations between Spain and the United Kingdom, saying it brought down, the last wall on the continent. With this agreement, the barrier will disappear. That's the last wall on continental Europe, and we will guarantee free movement of persons and goods. Gibraltar will be linked to the Schengen area, and Spain will control entry and exit, he said. Priti Patel, the United Kingdom's shadow foreign secretary, said, "Gibraltar is British, and given Labour's record of surrendering our territory and paying for the privilege, we will be reviewing carefully all the details of any agreement that is reached." Gibraltar has made concessions on taxation, including on tobacco. Spain has been calling for the territory to stop exempting tobacco from VAT, amid European Union concerns about smuggling. Maros Sefcovic, the European Union Commissioner in charge of United Kingdom relations, told reporters that the agreement was a truly historic milestone for the European Union, including Spain, as well as for the United Kingdom. Brokered less than 1 month after the EU-UK summit in London last month, Sefcovic said the latest deal reinforced a new chapter in our relationship, adding that there was no alternative given today's realities and challenges. Negotiators will now focus on, finalizing the legal text to prepare it for ratification. Gibraltar is a British overseas territory on the southern tip of the Iberian Peninsula. It has been ruled by Britain since 1713, but is self-governing in all areas except defense and foreign policy. Spain claims sovereignty over the territory, but Gibraltar's 1969 constitution states there can be no transfer of sovereignty to Spain against the wishes of locals. In a 2002 referendum, 99% of people in Gibraltar rejected a proposal to share sovereignty with Spain.